how much time they spend on my web pages or my whole website. Do they spend 10 seconds, 100 seconds? There's a big difference. Someone spends 10 seconds, they don't read anything. They maybe see the header and go away.
We know when a visitor starts working with your server. How do you know when it ends working with it?
That's exactly the programmatic issue I explained before. First of all, when you click on an external link, you go to the next page, next domain or website, then the session ends. Secondly, time, basically. I mean, 15 or 30 minutes, some companies choose this, some companies choose that. In my opinion, it doesn't really matter because they are very, very long. Of course, that's the problem, because sometimes they close the browser and there is no session end. And then you have to wait the X amount of time and then count this session as closed. It's very, very problematic.
For all practical purposes, it's the visitor sessions, the page views, and the visit times that we should
Yes.
refer.
Yes.
I think that's very important before it starts. What made it start?
We'll talk about this. We'll talk about this. Yeah, I didn't put it in the glossary or whatever we can call this, but we'll talk about this when we use click tracks. Yeah. Just a few ad buying metrics. Make sure you're all on the up and up. CPM. Media term describing the cost of 1,000 impressions of an ad. If someone charges $1,500 per ad, 100,000 visits has CPM of $15, which is 100,000 divided by $15 per 100. This is a rate where you buy advertising. Most common rate is CPM. You buy 10,000 units of $15 CPM, you get whatever, 10 million impressions. CPC, cost per click.
On CPM, is there anything standard as to how long it has to be there? I mean, there's rotating banners also.
How long the impression has to be there?
Yeah.
Well, the rotating banners are basically when you refresh. When you are on a page, there's not supposed to be any rotation. Basically, the CPM model is on the way out, by the way. When you go to the States to talk to big media companies, the CPM it used to be the most common metrics. Now it's almost gone. CPC, cost per click, a bit more for an actual click on the ad. I will present your banners on my website. You will pay not when users see the ad, only when they click and go to your own website. This is cost per click. This is the first step to pay for success model. It's not exactly pay for success, because once the user got into my website, it's not optimally always success. It just start at the beginning of the process to make them want lead or sale. Important note is that all of the pay-per-click advertising is based on CPC. It's based on cost per click. Google AdWords, Yahoo, Search Marketing, Find What, which is now Miva and other friends, are all based on cost per click. Google just last week presented a new CPM model, but main of the activities are cost per click. CTR, the click-through rate, is the rate we're taking the number of impressions by the number of clicks. I get 100 impressions, I get 5 clicks, it's 5% CTR. Okay? The CTR is a measurement for the quality of my ad, sometimes the quality of the media. It says if 100 people saw your ad and no one clicked, something is wrong, either with the media or with your creative or with your content. So you have to check.
Good question.
Sure.
I'm curious among people who buy media what your average click-through rate is.
For which kind of media?
Buying advertising.
banners, stuff like that?
Yeah.
Someone buying it?
We do, but it's not us who deal with it. It's our baker, so he would know.
Well, industry standard these days is about 0.25%, which is very low.
0.25?
0.25%.
Is that industry standard for B2B?
For banners in general, I can check for you for B2B, I'm not sure. It's not my specific expertise.
What's the typical range?
To 5 to 0.5. If you put like a banner that says error, don't click here,
Yeah.
maybe Analytic metrics. Analytic metrics, we'll talk about click-stream, short visits, conversion, and conversion rate. Click is the recurring path user takes while visiting our website. I got to the homepage, I clicked through the about, through the products, to a specific product, downloaded the brochure, filled out the contact form, got to the thank you page, this is my visit. This is the path. Okay? I would want to know what are interesting paths that users view and where they break, which is the most important part. Actually, when you're talking about large websites, 50 pages and more, which are, I guess, 90% of these websites that we're here, the actual full path is of no importance, because there are infinite options of a path using when we have about and our team and profile and past facts and IR and product and solutions and news and PR. So a user can start and go to point Y through various ways. What is important are specific paths. If I'm trying to tag and point out a way for the user with buttons, for instance, with download now, or fill out form, or order a catalog, or contact sales, I would like to know, at best, specific clicks from specific pages. When I go to a web page, I want to know where people click and don't. And sometimes I would like to know 2 or 3 clicks, like home, download, thank you. Home, product, download brochure. To see if this path that I'm trying to set for the user is at all used. Concept and very, very old feature for most companies of visitor path. To be honest, I'm 7 years in this arena of web marketing. I could never, ever understand anything from it. It gets you some kind of technical stuff, like the robot text file and the script for the navigation, and you get just enormous amount of not important data that you cannot understand anything from. You can understand if you go to a specific interesting page, like the home page, and see if user clicked on the specific button that you want them to click on. Short visits are basically a measurement for the percentage of users went into my website and gone out in less than X seconds. X can be defined. With ClickTracks, we define default. You can define whatever measure you want. 2 seconds, 10 seconds, 50 seconds, it doesn't matter. It's your decision to say what is a short visit. A short visit, someone got in, they didn't find out what they want, they got out. We lost them. We paid for traffic which got lost.